everybody. I just wanted to talk today a little bit about performance. So we're going to be working toward our Disney project, our Disney videos that we're working on right now. And for period 5 and 7, those are going to be due on Friday, and for period 2, those are going to be due on Monday. So as we're practicing in the final days, I just want to give you a few things to think about as you're performing. Sort of as you're setting yourself up to make your recordings as well. And so just a few tips for doing a good performance. The first thing is that you should stand. Okay, I think we would all agree that we are better singers when we're using our best posture. So standing is very important. So you need to figure out a way to make it work for you to stand. So I wanted to kind of give you some tips about that. So you don't need to use headphones when you're recording your project because you want to have the sound playing out loud. So you need to kind of figure out a setup, whether it's going to be in your room, in your basement, wherever you feel comfortable recording. You want to try to like set up the phone that you're going to be recording with, or whatever you're using to record, so that it's a reasonable height as well. So for me, I actually did this. I'm in my basement here, but I put my phone on my ironing board, and then it was still too low, so I put a little bit of some art boxes here that I rested on top of, and I used a part of the Thomas the Train set just to lean my phone against it. So get creative. Notice that also I have my computer here, right where my phone was, like right there. I have my computer here to view the lyrics, so that when I'm singing I can see the lyrics on my computer. One note about that is that for the sound, for me, I use a little Bluetooth speaker, so my Bluetooth speaker's right here. If you have something like this, use it. If you don't have this and you're using your computer to play the sound on the speakers, then you'll want to make sure that the sound is low enough that I can hear you, because if your phone is right next to the computer, it's going to hear everything coming out of that speaker. So then you may want to maybe put the lyrics on a piece of paper. So try to get creative to kind of think of solutions so that when you're singing, you're looking at the camera, or what appears to be the camera. I think when I actually recorded it, I kind of rigged my computer to be behind my phone a little bit, so that I was kind of looking through the phone, like right over the phone at my computer. And I had a lot of the words memorized anyway, but not all of them, so I wanted to make sure that I knew what I was doing. But for me, the sound was coming from here, so I could balance myself. And what I did was I started the song, and I sang a little bit, and then I stopped. And then I went back and I listened, and I realized, oh, the track was actually too loud, so I turned it down a little bit. So you want to listen and get what is the best balance. This is not like a professional thing. You're not turning this into like Columbia Studios or anything like that. But we do want to make a good quality product. So just, a 30-second or a 25-second little half run of the song, see if the volume of the recording versus your voice is reasonable. Because, for some, it may be that the track is so loud that we can barely hear you, and then all your work is for nothing because we can't hear it. Or on the flip side, we can't hear the recording at all. So just make sure you try to find that balance of sound. Try to find a place where you can stand, and that the video is, capturing at least like your upper body would be fine. But definitely these videos should not be made sitting in your desk chair, just kind of like clicking along with your computer and looking at the computer screen. Okay, so find a way for you to stand, find a way for you to make it a little bit more formal of a presentation. Okay, for the music, I mean, I think it goes without saying to make sure that you're comfortable with all the notes and rhythms in the song. For a lot of the songs, you may have, the chorus will keep coming back, right? But maybe the second time the chorus happens, the notes go up instead of down. Like, you have to know those things about your particular song. Is there a slightly different message in the last chorus than the first chorus? Are you singing with more strength and more intensity? So these are all the things I want you to think about, both musically and like as far as how the text goes. So for me, the song that I did, All Is Found, it started off softly and then it moved into a much louder chorus at the end, and then it came back. So I thought about that dynamic progression as I was singing the song. Also, when you're doing your recordings, you want to try to have, a quiet space. I'm saying this because I don't know if you can hear my children literally like stampeding upstairs above me. But I did make sure that they were quiet when I did my recordings. And for some of you, I know you have issue with singing during the school day because parents are working, they're on conference calls, or, there's lots of situations that surround you being at home and all that. So find that quiet space, but maybe the best time to record for you is not during our class time. And that's okay. You can record after school so that you don't have to worry about, interrupting your parents' conference call or whatever. And this way you feel like you can sing out in your song. If you're going to do it during a time that's not class time, like the day of the recording day that I give you, I'm giving you a lot of time to prepare and have yourself set up and all that stuff. So maybe just let me know ahead of time, like, hey, I'm going to record this later on today. That way I know that if I don't see you doing stuff, then that's what you're doing, okay? So back to the music. So we talked about adding like dynamics and, changing vocal qualities, really getting into the character and understanding the song. That's why a lot of the questions on the document are about who is this character? What are you talking about? You need to have an understanding so that you can tell this story, right? Disney is all about telling stories, whether it's in their movies or if you walk into the park, there is a story to be told. So this is your opportunity to tell a good story. And for some of you, you may find that maybe your song isn't sung by a character in the movie, but then like outside the movie, what's the character of the song? Every song has a character, and every song has a message to get across. So you have to understand what that message is and try to emote that by enunciating the lyrics. There's nothing better than like, when the river meets the sea, there's a river out in front of me. Like, I can't understand a single word I'm saying, and I'm saying them, right? So, where the mount, I cannot remember the first lyric of the song that I sang, but there's a river right in front of me. Okay, those are definitely not the lyrics, but you get the idea, right? I want to be enunciating every consonant and really sending it farther out than my phone, right? Okay, so in addition to the enunciation and understanding the dynamics of the song and expression of the song, you also want to make sure that visually you're doing something. So don't be like totally dead in the face. This is why we're taking recordings of ourselves and watching them back, because that for me is a really painful but wonderful exercise. And I learned so much about myself. Even after I did it, I recorded it again because I didn't like the way I looked. And even after I finished it, I still didn't love the way I performed it. You may not ever get there, right? Because that's where we're trying to get eventually, right? We're always going to have stuff to work on. But do make sure that you're involved visually. You saw in my performance that like I didn't move that much because the song didn't require it. If you're doing something like Friend Like Me from Aladdin, maybe you're like moving around, so you can do whatever it is that's appropriate for your song. And lastly, sing with confidence. I'm the only one that's going to watch this, right? So you don't have to share this with the world. Maybe you want to put it on Insta and like share it with the entire world, and that's fine. But otherwise, I'm the only one that's going to watch it. So you have literally nobody is judging you. You know me, I'm not judgy. So, so sing it out, do your best work here. And we have a lot of time in class to practice these songs. So I'm expecting that it's going to be beyond just baseline level for all of you, okay? And I know you're all capable of it. I should say one other thing that I wanted to say was in terms of the starting notes, sometimes I hear people when they do their cover videos, they sing the song and they get the wrong starting note. So one thing I want to do is I want to show you like a tip for that is to go, I'm just going to hold this like this, okay. To go on your computer and listen to the original. So here, where the north wind. Okay, so now I have that first phrase, where the north wind. And then I come over here to my karaoke. Where the north wind. And then I can be prepared and on time for that entrance. And for most people, once you get that first entrance, then you're fine. But sometimes finding that note is not easy. We're not used to doing with the karaoke tracks, all right? Make sure that you know the track. Make sure that you know if there's little interludes and things like that so that you come in on time. Try to keep the beat as you're practicing, okay? And if you're a special ed student and you have modified plans, then those particular students can use the original tracks to sing along with. For everybody, we're going to be on the day that it's due, so Friday for period 5 and 7, Monday for period 2, we're going to be turning in the assignment on Google Classroom. So what you're going to do is you're going to finish out the questions, you have to listen back after you make your recording and answer the questions assessing your own performance, and then turn that in, submit it with your video. All right, so you're going to attach your video to the Google Classroom assignment along with the doc that's already there, and then submit the whole thing. So I should be able to see your doc and your video in the same assignment. For special ed students with modified plans that I sent to you in email, you don't have to worry about answering the questions. You should follow the plans, but turn the video in, and the doc will get turned in as well, because you did answer the first 5 questions on there for the special ed students, but turn the doc in along with your recording, okay? I think that's it. I went past 10 minutes, but hopefully some of these tips help you guys to get your best possible performance. Work hard on this, be proud of what you're presenting, and if you have questions, as always, just let me know, okay? Thanks, guys.